the major components of people that I've had a chance to work around and pick his brain. And I haven't had the chance to wrestle yet, but I'm not giving it up. Would definitely be EC3. I got hooked up with him back in 22, I think. Yeah. The summer of 22, I had met him slightly before that, very mild conversation. But then I was actually down in Orlando with you, Vic, and some other guys, a guy named Dante Smiley from out of Texas, August Artois, who's out of Florida, Fodder, who's a Northern North Carolina guy, who actually he and I started training around the same time at Ring Wars. But being around EC3, and then Austin Aries was down there, and I had a chance to pick his brain and talk to him a little bit. Braun Strowman was there at the time, so I had a chance to kind of be around him and talk to him. I've done some seminars and had a chance to work around Tom Latimer and Jeremiah Plunkett, the Andersons, CW, Preston Quinn, those guys. Vic has been a big part of my career. I had a chance to work with him for almost a year, actually. We worked a program for almost a year, and he helped me grow tremendously and get a lot more comfortable in the ring doing stuff that I probably wouldn't have done before. Even though this next guy I'm going to name, he's been catching some flack lately, but from my personal opinion, two of the best matches I've ever had in my career were against Rob Killjoy. And, he actually got me to do some things that I didn't know if I could do, but he was confident in it, and he kind of coached me through it, so he was very instrumental. James Anthony's been a very good heel for me in my career. He's made me look very good as a babyface. Jim Stone, Flex Simmons, also known as Matthew Ennis or whatever he's going by nowadays, he's been big for me. And then Caribbean Tiger. Those are the guys that I've worked with the most and that I'm the closest to that have really, helped me change, the way I saw the business, the way I approached it, how I studied for it, how I prepared. Everybody I just named right there, I'm not somebody that sits around and just doesn't give people credit. I mean, there's a lot of people that have made my career what it is and gave me the opportunity and positioned me to succeed. Eddie's biggest thing with me always was trial by fire. I'm going to put you out there and you're either going to succeed or you're going to fall flat. And either way, it's going to be on you. And I didn't quite understand it when I was, young and fresh in my career. But as I've been around, I'm thankful for that because it was able to push me to the position that I am now and to be as confident in the ring as I am now. And when I walk in other locker rooms, I don't care who's there. I don't care who's on the card. I know what my job is, and I'm going to do it. And, I'm going to sell some tickets and put some asses in some seats. So,
Oh, man. I'm going to stir the pot a little bit. What was your favorite move to do to Roosevelt?
Man, we had I can't remember how many matches we had, but all of them were different. There was just different stuff in there. Some of the stuff was his idea. Other stuff was stuff that I put in, and if I said something and he wasn't sure about it, he'd tweak it a little bit, and we'd pay it off later. So I don't know if I had a favorite move. We just had good matches. Like the chemistry was there. There was a lot of tension, but there was also a lot of respect. Like it was a very professional level of respect because he knew he could trust me, and I knew that I could trust him. And he's actually the first guy I ever hit with a chair.
That's progress.
He's the first guy that I ever hit with a steel chair, and I protected him. I gave him a good lick, but I protected him. So that was probably the best part.
Yeah, not the flip out your lungs.
I have to show that clip. It's one of the craziest clips in Ring Wars Carolina too. Like when you see it, you're like, "God, dog, your head on your head on your shoulders." Yeah, my head.
That's that baseball right there, boy. Swinging for the fences. Oh man. Sure. Talk about how you got your characters. Like, how did you develop your characters along your career?
So it's funny because back when me and Vic were in our rivalry was early in my career. When I first started, before I became True Grit Alex Bryant, I was the Playboy Alex Bryant. And that stemmed from when the guys I was training with and people that trained me discovered that I had an acting and a modeling background. They were like, oh, okay, this is going to be super easy. But they threw some of the most god-awful names at me. And I was like, yeah, absolutely not. And I was actually at training one day, and I was talking to Jim Stone. and we were just having a casual conversation. You know, we've had our beefs and our rivalry in the ring, but outside of the ring, there's a lot of mutual respect, and I consider him a very, very close friend and a brother, you know, in this world. But we were just having casual conversation, and he said, he was talking about me having a thick Southern accent and being a light-skinned guy from South Carolina. And he was like, man, I bet you sure were a playboy back in the day. And I said, that's it.
That's it.
So
that's the one.
I had that part. I had playboy, but I was like, what is my name going to be? Because, you know, I just don't think that my shoot name is extremely marketable. So around this time, Kobe Bryant had just passed away. And I always respected Kobe's Mamba mentality. And that's how I wanted to approach wrestling and training and stuff, was the